Well, I mean, I have to acknowledge that, like, I wasn't growing up thinking about self-care. And I didn't hear the word self-love growing up. That wasn't something that we talked about. I do think, like, my spiritual journey helped me to learn and love myself, and just recognizing the God that exists in all women and men, helped me to see that God in me. But I still wasn't like had it all together, getting up, trying to meditate and do those things. You know, I was a young man, you know, drinking, kicking it, getting in trouble. And I think I started to, as my career started to evolve, because one thing I gotta say is, like, when you do have a passion and a purpose that you know, and you got a dream, you kind of won't let yourself go too far off the path. And you know, it was okay for, like, what I was doing, it could have went really far because just some of the environments I was in, but my intention was not to go too far. I always was like, look, I'm excelling in school and I'm about to get this rap career going. Nothing was getting in front of that. Like, and you know, I wanted to be a good person too, so I would work on that, but it started to evolve, and I started to really, like, see that my words meant something. This is when I think I started to understand, like, okay, these songs are bigger than just you rapping, and this is only your feelings. I was at a show and this guy came up to me after the show, and he told me that a song that I did, which was about abortion, had made him decide to have his child. And it stopped me, and I really had to ask him again, like, wait, you literally, that song made you not have an abortion and decide to have your child? And he was like, yes, me and my partner, me and my lady decided that we wanted to have this child, and it was that song. And that made me, like, look at myself and say, hey, man, this microphone is a gift. This thing has something, like, these words that you're saying, you never know who they can touch and how they can affect people. Just 3 days ago, I was at the All-Star game in Indianapolis, and this guy who was escorting us around, he was telling me, his name was Sam, he grew up not far from Chicago, and he was like, he was in the armed forces, and he went away to war. And he said, I gotta tell you this, because he was working with us a lot. He didn't tell me this till we was about to leave. He said, you know, I was out in the war, and that was a way of life. Like, we had that, like, we were dealing with death and war. And he said, man, it was your music that helped me see another side of life. I would go to your music just to realize that the other side of life still exists. And it helped him get through some of that war. Those type of things make me be like, I gotta say something. Now, my something is not going to be just all, like, positive, like it's just sun every day, but and even though the sun is out every day, but I try to give a truth. No, I don't try. I give a truth in my music of where I am or what I see, and that truth is it's really reflective of the way I look at life. I'm a look and say, man, okay, we've been through this war, we can make it through. We're gonna get through it. Like, my view of life is that we will overcome, we will rise above these things. So my raps contain that energy and that spirit of, like, it's hope at the end. I'm gonna tell you the truth about what I see, but it's still hope. And I never wanna leave people, like, hopeless.